Hello, Alex Sturgeon here, HobbyTown HobbyPlex, and it's time for What's New Wednesday. On a Wednesday, we're having a snow day today, so we actually were pretty busy, but we're closing a little bit early, and it gives me a perfect opportunity to lay all this stuff out without having to worry about customers coming in and needing the space for their broken cars or for them to want to look at stuff and all that good stuff. So we're going to do one of these. It's a lot of stuff. We haven't done one of these since November. Feel kind of bad about that, but we have been pretty busy, so let's get started, shall we? A lot of this stuff we've had in for a little while, but these two boxes here are from J Concepts, and there's the little hardware storage box and then the bigger parts box, and then we've had in, and I think we made it to one of the What's News before, was the toolbox. So these accompany the toolbox, so the parts box and the hardware storage box. And what's cool about these is they have these little screws that you can put in and make sure that your dividers don't go all over the place, which a lot of times with our Walmart bought storage boxes and stuff, a lot of times those dividers can move and separate, and then the next thing you know, you got parts that you wanted separated out all over each other, and that's never any fun when you're trying to stay organized, right? Okay, up next, these are the Upgrade RC belted versions of their tires, so the Dirt Claw and the street radials. So these are kind of like an all-terrain type tire, and they're belted. And then these are like a street tire, and I believe that they come with 14mm and 17mm hexes, so you can use them on either Arma or everything else, because Arma uses 14 and everybody else uses 12. So or 17, yeah, 17mm hexes. So they got those adapters in there, should work good. And then just in time for a day like today, first time we've had snow here in Omaha all year long. It actually hasn't snowed. This is the first time it snowed in forever. They were actually making a big deal about it on our news and stuff. So sand tires, but also like snow paddles. So I thought I'd include those. We've had those for a while, but I figured since it was a snow day, might as well get it in. Some more tires. There's a couple dirt oval tracks that are using these quasi-speed treads as like a spec tire, and I just wanted to show that we have those in stock. And then TZO has a slick tire in a clay compound that works like for our track here, so like an indoor type clay track. And we've got front and rears, and we have them in both two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive fronts, and then the rears obviously go all the way around. So thought I'd include those. It's getting close to our 10 scale season. Our 10 scale season kind of picks up pretty much in April and goes all the way through September, and we're getting close to being done with our 8 scale season. And then our Friday night, Family Friday season, is kind of all over the place, but I don't know, it's just kind of neat to see another brand of tires making a slick tire. So all I gotta do is mount them up, put some sauce on them, and go. Okay, kind of a lot of stuff here. So first off, ProTech just released a brand new soldering iron, and with adjustable temperature and all that good stuff, and it's not crazy expensive, and it's yeah, it's pretty cool actually. Reminds me a little bit of the Heiko one that I've sought after, but ProTech makes it, so it makes it easier for us to get and hang on to. From your Coswork, we have these display stands. I went ahead and ordered the 3-car and the 2-car one. And if you're trying to like go to a lot of times when you go to these races, a lot of times the pit areas are real tight. You have a hard time kind of keeping track of your stuff, and your cars are kind of all over the place. The idea behind these stands is not just for home use and display, but also like when you go to race, you can stack up your cars in your pit instead of needing even more space than you have. A lot of these pit spots are real tight, you know. 3 new servos from ProTech. We've had them in for a little while. I don't think they made the cut on the last What's New back in November. So the 815, the 575, and the 381. So the big one, the 815, 603 ounces of torque, and metal cased. And this is a regular standard size servo. Then you've got your low profile, and this is the 575. This one is 387 ounces of torque. I would say this one almost kind of like replaces, especially since it's only 10 bucks more, kind of replaces your 160T servo, which has been my go-to servo now for, I don't know, like 6 years. And then this ultra low profile here The 381 servo is 230 ounces of torque at 6 volt, and this would be for like maybe like an onward car, maybe our Euro truck from Tamiya, the TT01, TT02 chassis, that sort of thing. This would be a really good servo for that when you need to kind of clear up some space. So, good job, ProTech, making some new servos, and for the money, I think that's a really good value in that, you know. Okay, we've had these. They didn't make a cut last time, but this is a NSDRC, and we've had this servo. Okay, the RS100 for quite a long time. The problem that we've come across is we didn't have the mounts for them, and they weren't available on our distributor site up until about a month ago. So I went ahead and ordered these. So this is the servo mount for that servo. This is a servo saver for this servo, and also for the ProTech WP173, which is like a $50 metal geared servo from ProTech. And then they also have just a straight servo horn as well that works with that. So yeah, we got these. So our Tiny Tuesday hasn't been slowing down at all. It's been doing really good, and this servo is pretty popular with that crowd. Okay, this right here, I saw it come up and I'm like, oh, I got to get this in. So this is the Furatech Ultimate Upgrade aluminum set for a Grom. So this is for a which Grom is that actually? Maybe I should have looked before we started this video. Mojave Grom. So this is the arm offset for the Mojave, and it's all aluminum, and it comes in this little case. It's $100. So you get like the upper and lower arms. It looks like the drive shafts, steering parts, caster blocks, rear tie rod. There's a lot in there. So $100. You can make your Grom all aluminum. We've actually had these in for a little while, but it was towards the end of our drag race season around here. Obviously it gets really cold, and once it gets too cold, nobody wants to go out and hang out all night and drag race. So we've got the Ghost RC Cobra 8, and then the 7,000 kV motor, 4-pole motor, and this is for that drag race crowd, and we've got that in. It's kind of rebadged Castle Creation stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's to their specs that they want, so if that makes any sense. All right, this one's not necessarily new to the world, but we just started carrying the two versions of the Noble about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. So we got receivers. We've got the standard Fly Sky Noble, which is $299, and then this is the NB4 Pro Plus. Comes in this really neat carrying case in this box, and it's $500, but that seems to be the hot radio right now that everybody wants, or controller, transmitter, however you want to say it. The last time we did one of these, we had just gotten in the 2S brushless Jado, and this is the 4S brushless Jado, and obviously I did a unboxing on this. Well, they were available to everybody as of this last Friday, so it's what is today, the 12th, I think, so it's the 8th, whatever. Come in and buy it. We got a lot. This brand new, this is a new version of the Losi Promoto bike. Instead of a dirt bike though, you get a Supermoto, so it's got super rad street tires on it, and it's got a new driver, and it's got a new, is it livery or livery? I think it's livery, right? Isn't that the term? Livery? Austin's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Speaking of new liveries, we have the new version of the Ford Bronco SCX24. So these guys got the sort of upgraded treatment without. I think that actually got cheaper. So these now come with the oil-filled shocks, and they got the worm drive screw, of course, and then they got new tires and wheels and new bodies. You can get them in white, green, and red. I just brought the red one out because it definitely shows the biggest difference from the old version. And I'm pretty sure these are still hard body too. I don't think they're plastic body. They're still hard body. That was the big deal with the Bronco when it came out, was that it was a hard body. Okay, I'm probably going to screw this one up, but this is the Sen Racing Sicario. And so this is a four-wheel drive, solid axle custom truck. I believe it's based on the same, like Ford, what was that, an F-250 that they had before. But so it's got a new top on it, and we just got these in. Actually, I was out of town this weekend, so we just got these in while I was out of town. The RC10 Team Car Gold Edition we've actually had for a little while, but again, it came out after the last What's New, so I want to include it. This is pretty sweet. It's a gold chassis version of the Team Car. The original one back in the 90s was black chassis, but this is a gold chassis. And you know, all these vintage races around, I've got some vintage cars, but I've always been reluctant to get them going again because I didn't want to break them and ruin them. Well, this one, I might actually pick this one up and just run this one and leave my original collectibles on the shelf and not worry about it, you know? Still got quite a few of these left. Okay, the new versions of the Centon and the Vortex, these came out in December when we got our first ones in. So the Typhon 223S, and then the Centon 223S, and the Vortex 223S. So these have gotten a little bit of difference in the chassis setup. Also, I have a Typhon, so it's where the gearbox is a little different and how it hooks up. Obviously, the bodies are different colors, and then the electronics are a different color. So now they're a 2-in-1 receiver speed controller instead of a separate speed controller and receiver. So if you wanted to use your DX6 that you had lying around and you wanted to link it up to your Typhon that you had just gotten and were super excited to get going, and then you realized when you got home that in fact it was a 2-in-1 receiver speed controller combo, and you couldn't do that because it didn't link up to it, means that you'd have to get your own speed controller, which luckily at the time I had and was able to do. But yeah, that's the changes here. And the big deal about these is they can run on a 2-cell or 3-cell, thus the 223 name to them. Couple new airplanes. We got the Sportrix. I don't think that made the cut last in November. It's a new, they call it a sport aircraft, but you should be able to do some 3D with this as well. And then the Cirrus, the UMX version of the Cirrus. So it's a smaller version of the bigger plane that they had out, which I don't see over there, but I think we've had them in stock. There's one more plane that we were going to put in this, and somebody bought it, so I can't do it today, but that's okay. We'll talk about it later. All right, now on to some fun stuff. That's all the RC, all the hobby grade RC. That's a lot of stuff, right? All right, let's get into it. We've got a lot of new, we call it Category 900, but that just means like miscellaneous merchandise, toys, puzzles, games. Games is its own category, whatever. That's inside baseball for you guys. But anyways, these are 3D paper puzzles. There's a shark. There's more than this. There's actually a whole like end cap of these things. But I brought these two because they're the most interesting to me. The shark and the macaw. It's not a parrot. It's a macaw. My wife really, really wants a parrot or a macaw. And I feel like you'd have to like dedicate an entire room to a bird, and then hope that it doesn't repeat back verbatim things that you say on accident in front of your bird that are probably not appropriate, but would be funny if a bird said it, you know? I don't know, maybe one day. We've got a lizard, so you never know. We have a whole aisle dedicated to puzzles. I only brought 2 over here. I should have brought more, but I was kind of running out of space. So 1,000-piece puzzles, 500-piece puzzles. We've got really easy 100-piece puzzles. I think we've got even more than this, like 2,000-piece puzzles. There's a bunch of different 3D puzzles beyond just these guys here. If you think about it, there's also like the wooden, I guess they're not necessarily puzzles, but they're like those bookcase shelf thingies. Oh gosh, what brand is that? Roker and U-gears and that sort of thing. You know, we've talked about those in the past. What's new, so I didn't bring any over, but again, we have a whole aisle dedicated to all that stuff and a whole aisle dedicated to just puzzles. So if you're really into puzzles, if you're one of those people, make sure you stop by the Plex and our La Vista store because they both have a really good selection of them. These are new. These just came in. Speaking of puzzles, this is a True Genius Grecian bottle, difficulty 5. The goal is to take everything out of the bottle, then return everything back inside with the metal pin and screw reconnected to the wooden dowel. Interesting. Here's another one. This is Pharaoh's Tomb, and it is manipulate the hidden panels and components of the box until it opens, revealing the chamber within. You guys ever see National Treasure? Reminds me of that. Here's Thor's hammer. Are you worthy? Mjolnir? 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 The name of Thor's hammer? Austin's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is the second time. The goal, prove your worth by disassembling and reassembling Mighty Thor's hammer. It's pretty neat, right? I found this on a site while I was doing some ordering for some other stuff, and I'm like, that's hilarious. So this is a game, it's a card game where you settle disputes with squishy swords, and it's called Let's Hit Each Other with Fake Swords. And yeah, this is the first time this has ever been in our store, so thought that was pretty funny. Perplexus, so it's another, I believe, like a puzzle. Solve the magical maze. So I think there's like a marble or something that you place in there, and then you move it around. So if you look here, solve the magical maze. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. And I think there's another one here. Perplexus Beast. So this must be like a really hard one. It's kind of cool. Brand new to the store. Let's talk about this one first. So we got in, we're always trying to find like little toy RC cars, not really hobby grade, but just toy grade. And the reason for that is because sometimes there's a little bit of sticker shock when a grandma or grandpa or even a parent or an uncle or something are looking for an RC car for their young kid, and they're like, oh, I don't really want to spend, you know, $150, $200 on a hobby grade RC car. They were expecting to spend like 50 bucks, you know, like what you find at, you know, Walmart and stuff. So this will kind of fill that gap for us. This is a $22 RC car, and it glows. Isn't that neat? It's kind of cool, right? I think that's cool. It glows. It's $22. Okay, this is not an RC car. This is a mistake by me. I ordered these monster trucks thinking that they were regular, everyday Hot Wheels size monster trucks, only to realize when I opened the boxes, all 4 of them, that they were in fact oversized Hot Wheels monster trucks. So yeah, we haven't sold one yet, and we've had them for about a week and a half. So if any of you people out there watching this video that are in the Omaha area can come in and buy one of these for your kid, kids, buy one for yourself. I don't really care, but help me out a little bit, you know? They are $12. So for $12, you can get a Hot Wheels oversized monster truck. Okay, this is really funny to me, okay? When I heard we were getting these in, so I'm 46 years old, and when I was in my teen years, there was a toy out there called Spytek. And Spytek was, they had this line in their advertisements. You can find it on YouTube, by the way, where they would be like doing something, and then the character in the commercial would say, "Cancel the plan. They've got Spytek." And I always thought that was hilarious. And I never really, actually I did. I had the one where you put it in your ear and you could like listen, and it sort of worked. Well, here's Spy Labs. This is a voice changer, so you can distort your voice. You ever seen the movie, the original Scream, where they do the voice thing? It's a voice changer. And then here is a listening device. So you put it up to like, yeah, you put it up there and you put it up to your ear, and then you can get hypersensitive hearing from that. There's actually more than these. These are the ones that I brought over. I just thought that was hilarious because it says Spy Labs. I wish it said Spytek. Either way, it's pretty cool. And if any of your kids were like me when I was younger, I love to go around the neighborhood and like spy on people. And I know that sounds horrible now, and it didn't age well, but that's what we would do. We'd like play guns, and we'd spy on people, and we thought it was funny. And then if we got caught, we'd be like run, and then we'd try to find a new spot where, you know, a neighbor or whatever would look at us or find us or not find us. We don't really care. That does sound bad nowadays, but it's true. It's what we did. We went outside and we played. I brought some magic back in. We've got the boosters for foundations, but this is also the beginner box. We've already sold one of these, which I thought was pretty cool. It's pretty cheap, 29 bucks, and it gives you like a whole couple decks, learn to play guides, 2 play mats, 8 jumpstart decks, which is pretty cool. And for the money, that's a really good value. So we kind of let our magic kind of dwindle down a little bit before we bought any new stuff, just because it was getting kind of crazy there for a little while. But yeah, I brought that in. This one's new from, I believe Warcraft makes this. This is Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. Yeah, I think I got that right. Do you know that I actually proposed to my wife the night after we went and saw the 2 towers at a really fancy restaurant? Yeah. Anyways, the Battle of Edoras. Hope I didn't screw that up. But anyways, it's a big game, and I think it's based on a Netflix show. I think that's what it is, or a video game. It's one of the two. Anyways, we've got it, and yeah, Games Workshop makes it. And how much is this baby? 220 bucks. But it's a really nice, long form like game, you know. All right, I'm gonna move on from that. These are pretty cool. These are little blokies. I believe they're like a snap together figure of Transformers, and we've got a whole bunch of these over there. I just brought over the one that I thought was cool because it was Optimus Prime on the cover. And then here's another one. This is another blokies. Who is that? Transformers. Scourge. Okay, talk about this here in a minute. Got a couple cool Dune models that we have over there. Our science fiction aisle is like really good right now. So we've got a lot of Bandai Star Wars. We've got a lot of this stuff. We've got a lot of the Blokies, Transformers stuff. Got some more other Bandai stuff that I'm gonna get to in here in a minute. But anyways, so yeah, this is the I'm gonna totally screw this one up. The Harkonnen Ornithopter. The title of this week's video is how many times can Alex mispronounce a name? And I don't know. There's a whole bunch of these over there. I think there's another Ornithopter over there from the other side of the Dune universe. Anyways, they're over there. I want to talk about this real fast. Pokemon seems to be really hard to get right now, and we have a whole bunch of these still around. So these are mini portfolio, hold 60 cards, but you also get a booster with it. And at the moment, this is the only Scarlet and Violet that I was able to find, the original Scarlet and Violet. So we've got a whole bunch of these. Actually dropped the price down by like 50 cents because we had so many of them, trying to sell through them. I think we've also got Obsidian Flame over there in kind of the same setup. But if you're looking for Pokemon, you're looking for boosters, this is a good way to get them. So come buy us out. We've had them for a while. Okay, one more model set here. This is Godzilla versus Kong. That's from Bandai. Isn't that neat? I think it's pretty cool. Godzilla seems to make like comebacks. Like nobody will think about Godzilla for a while, and then like they'll make a Godzilla movie out of nowhere, and then like I think they have this new universe, or they're on like the second movie or something like that. They've redone it. I went and saw the one with oh geez, what is his name? Anyways, it doesn't matter. It was a pretty bad Godzilla movie, and it was like 20 years ago. I went and saw that in the theater. I don't see a lot of movies now in the theater because I get so let down often that I feel like I've just wasted 40 bucks. But I think the new ones are supposed to be good. I don't know. I'll catch them on Netflix eventually. Another puzzle. I should have put that over there with those puzzles, but this is a different kind of puzzle. So this is like a floor puzzle, and there's a whole bunch of these over there. And I only brought in over a few, but I wanted to show. I wanted to show this one. It's $20, and I think it's a pretty big puzzle too. Yeah, it's 3+. It's 36 pieces, so it's a big puzzle for your little one to kind of get into and you know, get a feel for problem solving, you know, all that good stuff. These are really cool, and it's got a crazy name. It's Fantasy, not fantasy, not pansy, Fantasy. And these are like kind of like Legos actually. So they got a gumball machine. I thought this was really cool. It's like a 90s computer. You actually got to put together like the insides of it. There's a lot more than these two. There's like a clock tower. There was like a bridge or something over there. Again, it was kind of a room thing. So I thought I'd bring over the ones that I thought were the coolest. And that's these two right here. Now that I think about it, maybe the clock tower was cooler than the gumball machine, but the gumball machine is more visually better for the video. I don't know, whatever. Speaking of visually better, how about this one? This when I opened the box and saw this one, I'm like, that is actually really, really cool, and I could see putting this together and trying to hang it up like in my house. So it's 3,091 piece Lego Milky Way. How rad is that? Isn't that cool? That's like super cool. I think that's really neat. This, I thought, of all the uses that you could do with this. So I don't know about you guys, but I hate other people when I'm driving. Hate's a strong word. I don't like other people when I'm driving, especially when they try to merge into my lane while I'm in my lane. Somebody did that to us on Monday, and they like, I looked back at them, and they were still on their phone. They didn't even realize what they had done. They'd almost like caused a huge crash or whatever. How funny would it be to take this and light up your thoughts and then like shine it at somebody that's driving next to you or behind you? Wouldn't that be hilarious? So write your messages with the pen included. It's USB powered, so you would be able to use this in your car. That's even better. Like write a message as somebody passes you, and then you can like have it shine out the side of the road. Oh, you'd be hilarious. Anyways, look out! It's $24. That'd be worth it. Totally worth it. That'd be an excellent use of this neon speech bubble frame light. You know, or maybe like leave a message, like put it on your kid's door or something. Leave a message for it. You know, like hey, do your homework, or stop being so loud in your room, or where are you? That's what I put in the front of my house every time my son disappears. Disappears in a good way, like goes over to his friend's house, not disappears for any other reason. All right, one last thing, and it's really funny, and hopefully it'll make Austin laugh, because my previous camera guy, Cam, he's no longer here to do these for me, so I gotta find a new camera person to try to break down during the video. And what better way to do it than with the world's tiniest blower. This is a blower, and it's tiny, and you use it to blow things. And yeah, it's also USB powered. So the world's tiniest blower. It's got a little battery. Great for chasing dust bunnies. And you know what? You know, RC people might actually be able to use this instead of the $65 power duster we have. Like, I wonder if this works better. I might actually try this and see if it works better than that. Because look how long and how tight nipped the nozzle is. I don't know. You never know. It might actually work better. And then when I'm at a race and I'm using this to clean off my car to get all the dust bunnies or whatever off of it, or the dirt or whatever, and somebody next to me goes, "Hey, what is that?" I'll go, "It's the world's tiniest blower." $12. It's pretty awesome. All right, that's a lot of stuff to get through. This was pretty fun, and yeah, it's a snow day. We got it in. We'll try to do a next one whenever we can. But appreciate you guys watching, and if you like any of this stuff, come by it. It's here at the HobbyPlex. I think you can find most of it also on HobbyPlex, not HobbyPlex, HobbyTown.com. And you can also find most of this stuff at our La Vista store as well. Maybe not some of the RC stuff, but definitely some of the fun, wacky games and toys and puzzles and all that. So yeah, we should be good to go. Make sure that you subscribe, like, tell your friends, and we'll make another video for you soon.